Okay, so this is completely theoretical conspiracy theory time. But I was just thinking, so I'm processing the Charlie Kirk thing, the political thing. This is one of the first political things I've gotten dragged into since like Luigi. I've been trying to stay out of politics as best as I can, where I can. It's really hard because it affects every part of our lives, right? But I've been processing this, and I was sitting with just the why was I okay? Why did I have this like intuitive feeling of the CEO justifiable act of political violence? I like good that executions, people need to know that you can't implement policies that directly, like the whole insurance corruption of the healthcare. Maybe it's because I'm in healthcare. Maybe I had a personal connection in that way to where I could like understand, like, hey, yeah, I understand why that happened. And then I was like, why is it really hard for me to accept Charlie Kirk? Well, there's a part of me that's like, well, that's one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears as someone who has had a calling to use their voice, as a writer, someone who has been attacked online with death threats. I have been afraid of being assassinated and persecuted for my beliefs. I haven't posted it on my blog yet, but I wrote it back in Gemini season. I was really sitting with this fear and this blockage of what stops me from speaking my political, philosophical, spiritual, personal beliefs to the phone, to the internet, on my blog, in a book, whatever it is. Why am I afraid to use my voice? Because I'm afraid of getting persecuted. So maybe this is hard for me because this is one of my greatest fears realized was somebody, I genuinely didn't think that a public speaker of this direction, I didn't think it was going to happen to someone like that. So there's like a direct association with me. And so because I have that personal connection, I don't feel it's justified. So maybe it's all about me and not about Charlie Kirk or whoever the fucking CEO was. But I can see where my personal biases were like, yeah, fuck this United Healthcare guy, and then not really poor Charlie Kirk, but like I don't. It's a very indifferent kind of grief. I don't know how to explain the feeling because it's not total empathy or sympathy or sorrow that he's no longer alive. Like I don't think his life, oh, that sounds horrible. I'm indifferent to his existence. That's the best way of saying it. I am indifferent to his existence regardless of his stances, because as I said in my other video, I kind of believe he has like an illusion of power. His stance didn't affect me because I knew it was irrational, deplorable, very specifically niche into a Christian conservative perspective. And if him and his family consensually choose to live that life, none of my fucking business, okay? But don't tell me that I can't be the polar opposite of you in that sense of values, right? But as a society, as a species, we have to have some common ground on what's okay and what's not okay. And like I said, the CEO, I don't agree with how it was done. I think there needed to have been some level of due process, I suppose, and then a public execution. I'm pro death penalty. So this, to me, this situation has really forced me to really fine tune and assess like my centered stance on what I believe. But to get into the conspiracy of it, what if, okay, so billionaire CEO, United Healthcare, what if Luigi, getting him, okay? What if Charlie Kirk, okay, is retaliation for getting the CEO? And does that make any sense? That sounds crazy. Why would Charlie Kirk be revenge for the CEO when they're both supposedly liberal? I don't know. I think there's something more. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stewing. I'm just having fun. This is all theoretical because I would just be curious. I would just be really curious of the connection, the timing of the murders, all of the different aspects of that. So it was just kind of interesting to me because like the CEO is like, I mean, it's more like, so it's more far right people being executed essentially. So it's like, well, why would they be? Because it's just, it's interesting, the shooters. That's what's interesting to me, is the people who are snapping or pulling the trigger to do this to these people. So it's like, what I don't know. Hold on. So maybe it's not like retaliation, but I feel like it's an insight to some internal issues, internal affairs going on in the government. Just, for a variety of reasons. I don't trust the story, the reason, the intention. That is what I think I'm picking up on. I don't know which one of my theories. I'm still processing it, still thinking about it. I am conspiring it, whatever. It's my imagination running, but it's just like, this just is interesting to me. The two figures, the two types of people, their connections, all, like, what is this pattern that we're recognizing that is so trippy? So yeah, so anyway, it's blowing my mind a little bit. Because like, what I feel, I didn't feel, I didn't feel the tipping point with the CEO that I feel with Charlie Kirk. I feel like this is a tipping point of some kind, where like the CEO, maybe that's more of the beginning of it. Not so much the turning point, but like the beginning. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else is having a hard time processing the complexities within all of these emotions and circumstances. But there's something not right here, is all I know. Not right in the world, not right with anything. And I don't know what that means for, not just for Americans, but for the world. I mean, it's a domino effect. A domino is flicked. That's all I know. And we're moving into the underworld side, the shadow side, the dark side of the cycle. Well, here in America we are. Not so much other places. Yeah, I don't know. This, like, Pluto and Aquarius. I'm trying to pinpoint everything. So this is where I'm at. This is me just in real time processing and trying to conclude all of these different thoughts, theories, and interpretations of what this could represent for us as spiritual beings, all of the above. Like, what timeline are we in? What quantum field are we in? Like, what is going on? Well, there's definitely, there's civil unrest, but there's also not just political unrest, but like government unrest, like the internal affairs. Like, that's what I think. I think there's something going on internally, and they're connected somehow. You can't tell me that they're not connected to some degree. I wonder what that connection is. Whether it's retaliation, a balancing act, further divide, I don't know. But it's just, there's these moments that just keep like, and then it's going to cause a civil war. And I don't think that the civil war is going to play out in the way that a lot of people think it is on both sides. I personally feel like if we get to a point where we actually engage in a civil war, or more of a World War III than we're already in, if something drastic doesn't change, I think that it is nature's way of extincting human beings, because we are obviously a virus with no self-control to live in harmony within the ecosystem of a true power greater than us, which is nature. I think we forget that a lot. So these are my ramblings and conclusions. Enjoy.